Transfer of something. Transfer. Put it like this in this framework. Things we enjoy doing the most that are not so beneficial to our spiritual lives. And you're the type of individual for some reason that has had a random awakening and you don't even know why, you can't even explain it. And it seems as though maybe you're isolated. You've had this awakening, but it doesn't seem like if or many or anybody around you has had it, but maybe there are others, but they're not around you. There are other places scattered out in this world. And out of things, it seems like you have more questions than you have answers for. And so it would seem like what is happening to live amongst people that are born into a reality, and I'll see the transfer works as insane. We're born into a reality in a world that runs away from their issues and problems. And so then we take on oppression in our lives because everybody, I guess it seems like everybody's oppressed. And so and I can tell you this, that witches that are involved in witchcraft are really oppressed individuals. So, or warlocks or anybody else practicing in this nature, this realm. Getting the higher creator to examine our hearts daily. To be able to just, should be like breathing, right? Letting go, but we must let go of our past. What is the old saying? Forgive, but you will never forget. But what if we can forgive and forget? So, and I'll take this back. With that being said, to the transfer, and this is what transfer, what kind of transfer? The transfer is going into the awakening. But we must seek the things that are not benefiting our spiritual nature, or because we all have a spiritual side, all human beings do. I don't care, doesn't matter what background you come from, your age, your ethnicity, nothing. We all have some sort of a spiritual nature about us. Doesn't matter who we are or where we come from. That we transfer the things that are benefiting us for new blessings to come, but how will we obtain these blessings? We would have to let go of the things that are not benefiting our spiritual lives. And so the transfer works as in letting go of the things that are not benefiting us for the new blessings to come. But things will block those blessings from us. If we do not release these things out of our lives that are not, and trust me when I say this, they are not benefiting our lives. We must grow. In order to grow like plants spiritually, having that fine line to plant new seeds around the darkness, we find that fine line, that open area, and then we put in the new soil and the seeds. And yes, it ferments. You have to water it. And you do this and you get the sunlight, and you do this by meditating, praying, and building a better mental framework for you in your life. Our lives, physically, spiritually, mentally, and emotionally. Things we choose, because we all have free will, choose to focus on, and other things we don't focus on. And don't let things, the darkness in this world and this realm we reside, distract you from the right things we need to focus on. And I do believe there will be a shift, and the light that will help the seeds grow is in, there will be that change that will happen and will come over your life that will feel like a release. You will feel releases and a release and a release and a release. And finally, that final release that will come over an individual. That all the things we needed to be renewed finally do get renewed and God and vanquished. The things that we thought we needed in our lives before, but we really physically and eternally realized that we never needed those things because they were not benefiting our mental, physical, emotional, and of course our spiritual nature and well-beings. So we have them vanquished, and then we move on. And thus, the light comes at the end. You've ever heard the saying, the light at the end of the tunnel is really the light that waters this new seeds, and it's the transfer. It's the transfer. The light is the transfer. It's transferring of light to obtain the new blessings. And like I said, find that fine line, find that all around all of our darkness in our lives. You'll find that opening or a hole, and then you plant the new seeds. And you would plant and cover it with the fresh soil. So imagine it was dead before. You had dead seed. You take and you rip out the old dead seeds in the soil, and you put in the new seeds and in the new soil. And then the more you let go in our lives, you see in your life that these seeds will begin to water, and then the light, that will be the light to shine on these seeds, so new things will begin to grow in my life, in your life, in everybody's lives. And so then the transfer comes. Blessings start to fall in your life more and more and more and more and more. And I do see the sustenance and the power and growth within these things. And everything works out for the greater good of everyone. You want to grow spiritually, the physical, the mental, the emotional aspects are like on the outside, and the spiritual is like the seeds. Okay, so the darkness is like, that's your, look at it like this. My physical, mental, okay, well, what if that is good, but your spiritual life is dead? Well, it's affecting your mental, physical, and emotional health. That's why everything around this fine line hole is darkened with dead seeds and dead soil. But if you get to replenish that side, then everything else around will begin to come alive and be renewed, restored, and healed. Thoroughly healed. And so it's like the spiritual, our spiritual growth at the center of everything, of our physical, mental, and emotional health. So if we're not doing good and we're damaged spiritually, it's going to affect everything else. And the more we get renewed, the better. And thus the transfer will come. Very nice, very nice, very nice. And I think to myself some days, yes, things are happening, will happen for a reason, a greater cause of things. And maybe some things didn't work out, but maybe it was for the best, so it would point you and put you in the right path and direction you needed to go on. For sure, for sure, for sure. For sure. We keep at that. Very nice, very nice, very nice. Transfer, transfer, transfer of the light, this light, into dead soil, dead seeds. Very nice, very nice, very nice.